Everybody, and welcome to Comics from the Future. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this is our usually big show where we go over some of the biggest and the best books that you can pre-order by this weekend, so you don't miss out on any of the comic goodness.
Yeah, this week is a little bit light, and this happens every year right around this time,
Yeah.
where because of Christmas and then New Year's Day, the week right after, we are always bound to get 1 or 2 weeks of pretty light books, and that is this week. So there's no Marvel on FOC this weekend at all. There's very few. Well, there's very few books.
Books in
Period.
general,
So
yeah.
this is actually going to be a pretty quick show. It's just the way the holidays fall. There's nothing really anybody can do about it. But we did still want to tell you about some of the awesome books because there is some still some good stuff that you should pre-order.
DC still showing up,
Yeah.
especially with what we're beginning with
Yeah.
in our featured comics. First off,
Action Comics number 1061. So we've been loving Action Comics. We're really excited for this. So this is the beginning of DC's Superman Superstars initiative, where different groups of creative teams come on, and like big creative teams
Yeah.
too, to do like 3-issue story arcs. So for example, this issue in particular is written by Jason Aaron, and the art is by the art is by John Timms, and they're going to do a 3-issue story arc called I, Bizarro. And in this one, Bizarro discovers a dark secret about himself, and it says it unleashes the most dangerous version of Bizarro that the world has ever seen. So that's pretty cool, especially given that Bizarro was palling around with Jason Todd for a while in
Yeah.
the Outsiders, but was it Outsiders?
Red Hood and the Outlaws.
Outlaws, that's what it is. Yeah. So it'll be cool to see, what version of Bizarro we get. And then, later on, like after this 3-issue story arc, there's some more big creative teams coming on to do other stories. So yeah, just not necessarily a reboot or anything, just a new thing that they're doing in 2024 for Superman, and it should be really cool. So we have our A cover right here. We have our Chris BACHALO variant. We have a Carrie Andrews variant. I like that one quite a bit. We have our Jorge Jimenez variant, and anytime you said this, like anytime Superman and Lois are together, it's great. And then a Joelle Jones variant as well. So lots of cool covers for that one.
Oh yeah, very cool. In this one, Superman learns that he's actually the Bizarro to Bizarro. Bizarro's Prime.
That's right, Bizarro Prime.
Okay, next up, we have Titans Beast World number 4. So yes, this is number 4, but issue number 1 just came out this week. So we want to let you know, like, hey, if you pick that up, you need to jump on this moving train pretty fast, because this is either weekly or bi-weekly.
I think it's bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly, so, it's kind of like you need to place your orders now if you're into this. We really enjoyed issue number 1. It's a lot of fun.
It's really good.
Great to see the Titans kind of become the premier team and now move on to the kind of a premier team in an event book, where the Justice League usually are. But in this one, it says a Titan falls, which I wonder if that's figuratively or literally, because there could be a giant Titan in space that could fall to Earth.
They just fall down the stairs, they trip over a rock or something.
It's fair. That can happen. Also, Amanda Waller, who of course has been behind the scenes for so long, is going to make her big move, enact her master plan that's going to reshape the world in her image. Can the Titans do anything about this? And it sounds like she's also going Titan hunting.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there, but very excited about it.
I think that's what I'm most excited about this whole event, is just to see what Amanda Waller is going to do, because she's been like a looming threat in the background for this whole year, basically, and now she's gonna do something. I want to see what it is.
So this is our A cover by Ivan Rice, who's our interior artist. We also have our BARENDS variant. Very cool, Starfire. We have our ACUNA variant, which I have a feeling Raven's going to play a big point at some point in this story.
Oh, for sure.
And then we also have our, this is the Clayton Henry Lenticular cover. So I'm guessing you're going to see the Damian switch between this and his bestial form.
So next is Adventureman Ghost Lights number 1. So this is a new volume in the Adventureman series, written by Matt Fraction. The art is by Terry and Rachel Dodson. So it's going to look and read just as great as all the other books. In this one, it says the good guys of the Golden Age come back and their ghosts follow. So what does that look like? And then Claire, who is the new Adventureman, you can see her on the cover there. She must defend peace on Earth from a phantom empire of crime. So I don't know if it's the guy's ghosts come in, but then she's defending against a phantom empire of crime. So I don't know if it's the same ghost or not.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of Adventure Man, don't miss out on this new series. And this is the only cover.
Yeah, there is another cover, but it wasn't ready by the
Okay.
time we put this together. So keep your eyes out for that.
Yeah.
This is the A cover. And next up, we've got other number ones because there's not that many this week.
Right.
So moving on, we have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Black and White Edition. This is pretty self-explanatory. They're re-releasing issue number 1 of this series, but this time in black and white. So it was written by Dan Parrott, and we have Ryan Parrott, and we have art by Dan Mora. So if you want to see that amazing Dan Mora art in black and white in its original inked form, this will be a really cool one for that. Perfect gift for the holidays. For someone they probably read this, but they don't have this one.
That's right.
You'll want to pick that out. So this is our A cover by Dan Mora. We also have this Bernardo.
Yeah.
And there's an extra R in there that I wasn't prepared for. Really cool homage of TMNT number 1. We also have this Jenny FRISON variant, which is very nice. And this is a new one for the holidays. This is the EJIKURE variant that's really fun. And then this one's awesome. So I think this is J.H. Williams III doing this. It doesn't say, but I think it's... And you see the reflection of all the different characters in Shredder's armor.
Oh, yeah. It said you can see at the very bottom, it references Eastman maybe? Like an homage?
I think it might be them working together. Yeah.
Okay. So next is Von Bach number 1. This is a new book from Scout Comics, written by Owen Hammer, and the art is by Mariano Navarro. So this is about a guy named Dr. Heinrich von Bach. He's a 19th century scientist who is rumored to have been resurrected from the dead by his own ungodly invention. But there's another character named Minna Singh, who is a 20th century screenwriter who has been tasked with writing the 100th film based on the world's most famous mad scientist, which I'm guessing is Dr. Heinrich von Bach. So I don't really know how they're...
Yeah, it doesn't really show what these two stories have in common with each other.
Yeah, I don't know how their stories are going to cross, but it does say that Minna will learn that Hollywood politics give a new meaning to the word horror. So what does that mean? And is he going to be part of it, or is it going to be something like where, does he come back to her time and she researches him, or does she research stuff he did in the past? Not quite sure yet, but very interested to find out, especially based on that cover.
Yeah.
So that is our A cover. We have a Mariano Navarro variant, so that's your interior artist. And then there is a Marco Fontanilli variant as well.
We're getting a lot of books that are like horror film with Midnight Show from Cullen Bunn.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool thing to reference the old Universal monsters.
And Scott Snyder had the one about a year ago.
Or
maybe that was it? Night of the Ghoul?
Night of the Ghoul.
Yeah, that one was great. That was really good.
I like that aesthetic.
Yeah.
Next up, we have a new one from Zenescope. This is Van Helsing Vampire Hunter number 1. So this character of Van Helsing in the Zenescope universe has been around for a while, but they're actually taking the story back to the 1800s, the late 1800s, where Liesel Van Helsing, your Van Helsing of the time, will do whatever it takes to put an end to the monster Dracula who has been plaguing her family for generations. They thought they got rid of him, but of course Dracula always comes back. This is written by Pat Shand, who I know decently well, and the art's by Igor Vitorino. We can't read names, but it's cool that.
What's in a name? A rose by another name smells as sweet, or I don't know. That's as much as I know.
That's good. We've also got some variants for this. So this is the Abrera variant, and we have the Sinapo variant as well. And next up, we got notable 2s and 3s. We're continuing on. Just a reminder to head over to infinityflux.net right now, where you can pre-order these books. Books that, even we're not showing here. They're coming out in future weeks. They're up there, so you can do all your ordering right now. Everything you pre-order, you get 10% off of. and our undying affection. So head over to infinityflux.net. So continuing on with our notable twos and threes, we have Outsiders number 3. So we haven't got issue number 2 yet, but I really like number 1, and I
Yeah.
really like the concept of it's exploring the kind of weird corridors of the DC universe, kind of the unexplained or the forgotten, featuring Luke Fox and Kate Kane. And in this one, a door has appeared on their ship, on the outsider ship, which I guess we saw in the first one. It kind of just, I thought it was just like a helicopter. I'm not sure if we've
Yeah.
seen like what the ship they're referring to is.
We haven't seen it in great detail.
Yeah. But a door has appeared on here thanks to the drummer, who is a member of the team, who can open doorways to other dimensions and that kind of thing. So, of course, being the team the Outsiders are, Kate Kane and Luke Fox are going to step into this door, into the unknown reaches of the multiverse. And it says, you can see a hint of it here, they're guided by familiar faces of friends from the past and stuff like that. So you can see Batman there, and who are these like, kind of spectral versions of these people they know? What will they discover? And who is hiding in the shadows, waiting to destroy the whole multiverse? I feel like this is going to be a big series, just keep increasing as it goes
Hmm.
on, where you realize what the actual ramifications of all of this are. So very excited for this one. Outsiders number 3. This is our A cover. And then we also have this really nice Gilliam March.
Oh, I like that one a lot. Yeah. So next is Crave number 2 of 6. The first issue came out this week, and it was really good, quite a little bit spicy. The Maria Lovett is the writer and artist on this. So in this second issue, well, in the last issue, in the first issue that came out this week, David, who is the main cover you see on the main character you see on the cover here, he received some spicy pictures of Alexandra, who is that girl.
They're doing the hot wing challenge. Oh, these pictures are
spicy.
The bomb really, really knocks her out.
Oh yeah. So he got pictures of her on the Crave app, but he doesn't know who sent them because I don't think it was her. So that's a little bit weird. And then we also have characters Albert and Sophia. They're still trapped in the elevator, which, interestingly enough, that was what the app told Albert to do when he said, "I want to hook up with Sophia." And it said, "Okay, go to the second
now
floor.
to this
Yeah, go
elevator."
now, second floor, press the button, go down, whatever." And that put him on the course to be able to do that. And now they're still stuck in that elevator. But it says that things start to escalate in the campus corridors. Now, this book started as kind of a spicy book, but we've looked ahead at some of the later issues, and it takes a turn. Like it starts to get a little bit.
People are craving other things that maybe are less consensual
Yeah.
or peaceful.
Yeah.
It starts to get a little scarier.
Yeah. So this definitely has. I don't know if it's supernatural or what. We didn't read the whole thing. We didn't want to like spoil that far
Yeah.
ahead, but things definitely there's something more to this than just kids getting an app and wanting to hook up with other kids. Like there's more to it. So I can't wait to see what it is. That's our A cover right there. We have a lingerie cover. This
This
is
is all by Maria Lovett.
this says lingerie love it, and I was like, for a second I was like, is that a nickname or like I don't know what that, but yeah. So there's
Love it.
yeah, and then there is a so another one from Maria Lovett. It's a cry variant where she is crying. That is
That was his
girlfriend that he broke up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was great because she said, "I want to get back together with David," and the app said, "You have less than 10% chance of making that happen."
It's
So
like, oh,
the app doesn't always tell you,
I think maybe that relationship wasn't meant to last.
Yeah, for sure.
But this is interesting too. Like we said, we've been able to look ahead at it because this entire series is
done
done.
already, yeah.
Being retailers, they give us sometimes digital like PDFs that
Yeah.
we can look ahead, and all 5 issues or all 6 issues of the series are there.
Yeah.
So if you're worried like, oh, it's gonna be one of the ones that starts and then it's not gonna come out on time, it's done.
It's done.
So it's all about the printing. Also, if you missed out on number 1, we're not talking about this week, but they are doing a second printing that comes out, I believe, January 10th.
Okay.
We'll be talking about in the future
Yeah.
because I know our store, we sold out of it
Like we didn't even have enough to go out on the shelves.
Yeah.
We filled orders and pull boxes with everything that we got. So
yeah, this is really popular. So definitely let your store know that you want, if you missed the number 1, that there's a second printing coming to jump on board with that. Okay, next up we have Giant Robot Hellboy #3. It's the final issue. This was only a 3-issue miniseries. I feel like that was just like the correct amount of time.
Mhm.
You don't need to drag this out. This is all about a giant robot version of Hellboy fighting monsters and some other cool kind of sci-fi monstery stuff there as well. But in this one, we saw in the last issue that Hellboy, who was at a different location, he was being kind of hooked up to this machine to control the robot, has broken out, but the robot continues to do something else as Hellboy does something else. So what is driving this robot at this point? We'll have to see as both of them go on a rampage. So this is our A cover for that. And then we also have a Neil Adams variant.
Very nice.
Or Arthur Adams, I meant, not Neil Adams.
Either way,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sold either way. Yeah, Neil Adams would have had to have drawn that like
Yeah,
way
he
in the
would have
past.
to.
Yikes. All right, so next up is Petrolhead #3. We have not gotten issue 2 yet, but issue #1 came out a couple weeks back, and I thought it was great. I love the look of it, the art, the colors,
Mhm.
especially like everything about it was wonderful. So written by Rob Williams, the art is by Parr. So in this issue 3, Petrolhead's beloved ride faces destruction, and that's one of the things that I love about the first issue is like the vehicles look so cool,
Yeah.
and we just got that trailer for Furiosa yesterday, and so like all these like post-apocalyptic steampunk looking cars look great. Also Lupa, who is the young girl that he sort of teams up with, she has to make the toughest choice imaginable. Not sure what that is, and then Petrolhead has to turn to his worst enemy for help, getting away from the drones and the security forces that are chasing them. So I can't wait for the second issue. The first one was phenomenal, and I'm sure this one will be great as well. This is our A cover. Yeah, that's our A cover, and then we have a B cover. Both of these are by Parr. And see, like the colors and the cars, like
Yeah, that's what
everything
it looks like
about
on the inside.
yeah, like everything about the look of this book is phenomenal.
Yeah. Next up, we have Speed Force #3 of 6. We have not got issue #2 yet, but continue on with #3 because it sounds like there's going to be some chaos in Star Labs in issue #2, and the team here, possibly one of them ends up possessed. So who
Okay.
knows what that's going to be by or whatever. But also, Mr. Terrific takes a trip over from the main Flash book over to Speed Force
Very
to
cool.
check out what's going on. So if you're enjoying what's going on in the Flash, or you like the younger Flashes and you're checking this book out, don't forget to pre-order issue #3. This is our A cover, and we also have a Torrin Clark variant as well. Next up, we've got cool covers. There's still more comics this week, not a ton, but there's still cool covers
Oh
all
yeah,
the
there's
time.
always some
So
covers.
moving on, we've got
This is mine. Mighty Morphin
yep,
Power Rangers #115. This is the Dark Grid variant. This is your B cover, I believe. In this one, Tommy comes face to face with pure evil and watches in horror as the unthinkable happens to his friends. And also, Dark Spectre's power grows, pitting Zord against Zord. I want to see that as the corrupted Rangers battle their loved ones. So it sounds like Zord versus Zord, Ranger versus Ranger. You can take all your
chaos.
action figures and just bang them together. And yeah, this very
Yeah,
cool
this
dark
is a
gray cover.
Barends too.
Yeah.
It's been doing these kind of zombie variants, have been very popular. Next up, we've got Batman and Robin #5. This is the Jorge Molina
Mm.
cardstock cover, and in this one, Batman and Robin have been separated as Batman teams up with White Rabbit to hunt down Shush, who still a big mystery around who Shush might be and what her ties are. I love Batman kind of like going up against her being like, "What do you have to do with Tommy Elliott?
Yeah.
Where is he?" Like that was I thought that was really cool. Thinking back to Hush and
Yeah.
everything.
And there's definitely more to her. There's more to learn.
Yeah.
I think it runs deeper than we might think.
Yeah. And then but on the other hand, we have Damien who is hunting the mysterious figure who has been targeting Batman this whole time. Who it seems like that's who Shush works for,
Right.
is someone in the shadows. So it says this also has a shocking conclusion, so we'll have to see. So, like I said, this is the Molina cardstock variant, and there is a Kale New variant as
Ooh,
well
that
with
looks.
very creepy bat person.
Well, that's Man Bat, right?
Is that man bat? It's a really scary looking man
Yeah, it
bat.
is. Next up is Green Lantern #7. This is one of my favorite books on the stands. I
Yeah.
love any time an issue of Green Lantern comes out. In this one, okay, so this might be important. This says the death of a major Green Lantern character. I have no idea who it is, and even we haven't got number 6 yet, right? Or
Right.
did it come out?
No, what's that 5 that
I
just
think it
came
was
out?
5 that just came out. So I don't even where we're at in the story right now, I can't think of who that might be. I hope it's not Kilowog. He's on the cover right here. I hope
Yeah.
it's not him. So no clue, but it does say the death of a major Green Lantern character. Hal is confronted by the United Planets lanterns, which we have seen Jon Stewart tangle with a
Yeah.
little bit. And they're kind of like the Wish.com version of Green Lanterns, kind of. So he's gonna butt heads with them because he is illegally operating in the quarantine zone. You know, Earth has been quarantined. And then the also in the backup story is the finale to the origin of Sin Sun, who may or may not be, I guess, Sinestro's son. I guess I don't know if it's been
I
confirmed
don't
yet.
know if it's confirmed.
But it's also going to lead into the new Sinister Sons series, which we'll be talking about in the next few weeks whenever the first issue of that comes out. But yeah, just if you're on Green Lantern, don't miss this. Add it to your pull list so you won't miss it, you know?
Yeah.
But and we wanted to spotlight this Doc Shaner cover.
It's
This
very
looks
cool,
great.
although it does look like Kilowog's about to hit Hal in the back of the head with a hammer.
Sneaking up behind him and like, "Argh."
I love Kilowog, and when it says like there's gonna be a major Green Lantern character death, I'm really worried because it's like there's only like 4 or 5 operating right
That's
now
right.
in this book, and it's like, I hope it's not Carol, I hope it's not Kilowog.
I don't want it to be anybody. Maybe it can be one of the cheap versions of
Oh
Green
yeah,
Lantern, you
yeah.
know?
His ring malfunctions or
Right.
whatever. Next up, we have Transformers number 4. So excited about this series. And as it continues on, we have the Decepticons attack the Autobots at their weakest moment. Of course, that's when they always attack.
Right.
Not when they never attack when they're like, yeah, we were prepared for this.
Yeah.
It's always at a really inopportune moment. But it also says an unlikely new hero joins the battle. So it makes me wonder, is this going to be like another Energon universe character? Is it gonna be he gets the human robot suit? The it was in Beast Wars 2. The kid gets his
Oh,
own suit.
yeah.
Is it that? We don't
I
know.
think it might be like RC because I don't think RC's popped up in this series yet.
Is that unlikely?
Maybe I
I
don't know.
don't know.
Maybe she just pops out of nowhere. I don't know because we know that she's part of the original or the main core
Yeah.
lineup, but she hasn't been in the book yet. So maybe she jumps out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Surprise! I was a motorcycle. I was in disguise. You didn't see me.
This whole time, even the Transformers thought I was just a
Right.
regular car. Okay, we also have. It only shows half of this because it is a wraparound cover, but this is
This is the back.
Yeah, this is the John Boy Myers wraparound cover. If you could see the front, you'd be flipping out. For some reason, it did the back instead of showing the front.
Oh,
So
interesting. Maybe that's a surprise
maybe that's a
character.
surprise.
All right, so next is Wesley Dodds Sandman number 4. We have not got number 3 yet, but number 2 just came out, I think, last week. Loving this one. We've said it before, and we're going to keep saying it. All of the new Golden Age books from DC right now, Sandman, Flash, and Green Lantern, are all fantastic. In this one, Sandman is trapped in a dream by his own sleep gas. So he got high on his own supply, I guess. And he comes face to face with his worst nightmare. Can he escape his own dark dream, and will it be in time to stop the Fog's next move? So we know that the first couple issues somebody stole his book
Yeah.
of gases that are actually deadly, and in the second issue we saw them. You can see on the cover, like, sort of become a dark version of
I was
Sandman.
going to say, they stole his journal and maybe his wardrobe?
Yeah, a little bit. Like they went with a different color scheme, but I guess he's calling himself the Fog, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
So two gas guys just gassing each other, and whose gas mask is gonna get out first?
At each other,
That's what I want this whole book to be. So super good though. Can't wait for this.
Sandman, if you were to say who's Wesley Dodds Sandman's like number 1 villain,
Yeah.
it'd be like, I don't know, some like crook from the 40s.
Right,
or
yeah,
something.
or
It's
somebody.
like, oh, it's cool they're giving them, like with Alan Scott, he always had like Solomon Grundy and stuff,
Yeah.
but to give him a new Red Lantern, they're kind of like building up the rogues gallery of these Golden Age characters,
Yeah.
which I really like.
Yeah, and don't forget Robert over in J.
Robert,
Flash.
I mean, he can be the villain for everybody. It's
He was
fine.
great. He was great. So yeah, this is our Riley Rossmo A cover. We have a Jeff Lemire variant, and we have this is to 125.
Oh, is it? Well,
Yeah, so maybe
it changed, but if you want You can check their store about pre-ordering this 1 in 25 Francisco Francavilla variant.
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think this is a open order.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
open order, but you can talk to your store about
Sure,
ordering
absolutely.
it.
Yeah, it's very cool, Francavilla.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes they'll put variants on there before when they don't have their ratio numbers
uh-huh.
attached to it. And then as it goes on, they're like, oh, that's a ratio, that's a ratio. But some real cool covers. And it
Yeah,
looks like Jeff Lemire's doing a lot of the variants for this, which I
yeah.
really like. Next up, we've got graphic novels and more, like reprints of really cool stuff, all of that. And we're starting with the best Red Sonja, which is really cool from Dynamite. And this is going to be $49.99 and collect stuff going all the way back to Roy Thomas's era at Marvel with
Mm.
Red Sonja, and then going all the way up, we've got stuff Michael Avon Obing, Jimmy Palmiotti, Frank Cho, Gail Simone, and many more, kind of hitting every era of Red Sonja, picking out some of the best like standalone stories. So I think this sounds really cool. If you've never read Red Sonja but you want to, or if you are a classic fan and you want to see her whole timeline, I think this is really cool with this great Jenny Frison cover on.
Next is Batman and Robin by Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason, trade paperback, volume 1. So this is going to be $39.99, and it collects Batman and Robin Volume 1, numbers 20 through 22 that Tomasi wrote. I don't know if Gleason did the art on those ones. Maybe, I guess maybe he did if they're
So
in
if it's,
this.
yeah.
But the majority of this book is Batman and Robin Volume 2, which is your New 52 era Batman and Robin. This is going to collect issues 0 through 14 of that. And that was some good Batman and Robin
Yeah, it
stuff.
was really, really good.
Still in the early days of when Batman and Damian were acting as a duo together, which is we're getting now in the new Batman and
Yeah.
Robin book. But this is still in the early days of those team ups. So just bringing all of those good books together.
We've also got, this is really cool. This is the facsimile of Batman Beyond #1. So this is all the way up from 1999. And it's a pretty rare book to find now. You know, they didn't do a whole lot of printings of the like animated series
Right.
books and everything. So they are doing a facsimile edition of Batman Beyond #1. You know, Bruce Timm, Paul Dini. You've got so many great names attached to these franchises. So this is the main cover for that. There's also a blank sketch cover. And it looks like the same one again, but there's a foil edition of this, and I think this is another one that would look
Oh
really
yeah, for
cool in
sure.
foil.
Yeah. And next is the Justice Society of America hardcover volume 1. So this is going to be $24.99 and collects the first 7 issues of this new current
Yeah.
Justice Society of America book written by Jeff Johns. I'm way behind on it, so this would be a great way to catch up
Yeah.
if you are too. We were just talking earlier about loving all the new Golden Age stuff and all the JSA stuff right now. We would love a new JSA book after this series is done. So if you want to, read up on this brand new series, get this hardcover. The first 7 issues are in it.
Yeah, very, very cool series. And it seems like the first 6 issues are kind of one story, and then we're just now getting into the second 6 issues of this 12-issue arc. So this will have a pretty solid whole story with
Yeah.
a pretty definitive ending on it too, which is great. And that is it for Comics from the Future. Like we said, it was very small because of the holidays coming up. Now, even though we didn't talk about Marvel on this, I believe last week was 2 weeks worth of
Yeah.
Marvel. So when we get up to the point where these books are coming out, there's going to be Marvel books then as well. It's just for us ordering and we're thrown a little bit off, but everything should be good going forward. But thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for our show coming up on Monday.
Yep.
We'll be going over all of the books coming out next week that we think you'll want to pick up. And remember to head over to infinityflux.net where you can pre-order these books that we talked about, plus so much more. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time,
See
see
ya.
ya.